Hi, my name is Dr. Sam Bradley and I'm the staff veterinarian here at Mesker Park Zoo and Botanic Garden. Today we're going to talk about Joey. He is our 6-year-old male intact Baird's tapir who lives up in our Amazonia building. Joey has been a resident of Mesker Park Zoo since 2021. Joey's animal care staff takes excellent care of him and they observe him every day as they are going through his normal routine. It was on one of his just normal daily checks that they noticed a crack beginning to form on one of his left front toes, and they decided to give vet staff a call to come and take a look at it. Tapir feet are mesexonic, which means that they bear most of their weight on their middle toes. For tapir foot anatomy, they actually have 4 toes on their front legs, with one being quite smaller than the other 3, and 3 toes on their back legs. For Joey specifically, he participates in voluntary medical behavior training, so it was quite easy for us to get a good look at that toe. When we were there, we took a look at the toe and all of the surrounding toes and noticed that that was the only area of concern. We noted that the area was not infected and he was not painful. However, when we repeated and checked that lesion on a weekly basis, we noticed that it continued to grow. It was at that point that we realized Joey may need corrective shoeing to fix this crack and that we needed to consult with some specialists. Our vet team is comprised of 1 veterinarian and 1 vet technician, which means that for a procedure of this caliber, we knew we were going to need to call in some help. For this, we assembled some teams of professionals from all around the country who are experts in their unique field to come and provide the gold standard care that we need for Joey. The first team that we assembled was our hoofstock team. This was led by Steve Foxworth, who heads up the Zoo Hoofstock Trim program. He travels all across the country and deals with refractory hoof cases, advanced shoe placements, and has dealt with several tapir cases previously. We also brought on board a local equine veterinarian who could watch the shoe placement and learn, so that way for future procedures she would be able to assist in the reshoeing of Joey. In addition to our hoof team, we also assembled an anesthesia team. This is being led by Dr. Sathya Chinanduri. He works for the Brookfield Zoo Chicago. He's a board-certified zoo vet as well as a board-certified anesthesiologist who's done several tapir procedures in the past. He will be heading up our anesthesia plan and will be followed along by myself as well as my lead technician to learn Joey's anesthesia, as this will be the first time he will be anesthetized here at Mesker Park Zoo. While our veterinary department was hard at work with the medical logistics of the procedure, other departments were helping out in their own way. Specifically, our maintenance department was developing a tapir table. This is a table that's meant to be easily assembled and disassembled so that way Joey can be elevated during the procedure, which makes a lot of his treatments and diagnostics more feasible. We also had our animal care staff continuing with medical behavior training. This training includes having Joey line up against the front of the mesh so that way he can receive a voluntary hand injection for his anesthesia. Joey is about 500 pounds, so there are some challenges that come with dealing with an animal of this size. We try and mitigate that by putting a safety first approach. Safety for the animal and safety for our staff is by far what's most important. To do this, we make sure we establish solid medical behavior training so that way we can be as hands-off with Joey as possible, and we also make sure that we're providing the appropriate tools and equipment needed for lifting Joey so that way our staff can remain safe. Joey will receive a voluntary hand injection to be immobilized. Once anesthetized, we will place him on the handcrafted tapir table. Our anesthesia team will work on getting him intubated, ventilated, will monitor his vitals, and place both venous and arterial catheters. Our hoof team will simultaneously work on taking foot radiographs, measurements for shoes, and shoe placement. While under anesthesia, he will also receive a full workup, including blood work, dental radiographs, dental cleaning, ultrasounds, etc.
Hi, I'm Steve Foxworth with the Zoo Hoofstock Trim program. When you have a crack, they're either generally caused by too thickness of material or too thin of material pushing up. And so once the crack has formed, if it doesn't grow back together on its own, the tissue will fold over and create basically a crevice that just keeps shearing or shifting. So what we did was open it up, then we got down to good tissue so that that tissue can grow back in, disinfected it, super glued it with cyanoacrylate, and then we stabilize the digit because you don't want those 2 pieces shearing. So we put a shoe on the bottom of it that locked the 2 pieces together and stabilize that. So if you don't do something and stabilize that, what ends up happening is you start to get a continual on again, off again infection that happens. Bacteria goes inside there, gets infected, will abscess, you'll clean it out, debride it, and then it'll look like it's starting to grow back together again, splits, bacteria gets back in, gets infected again. And so what ends up happening if that happens over and over again is you actually start to destroy what's called the corium or the papillae that grows that hoof, and then it won't grow back together anymore. And sometimes you can get damage to the bone in that area. What we're hoping for is that new tissue starts to grow together and grows down you're looking at anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks, sometimes 6 months, that you'll see for that to heal together and to be completely back to normal. So normally this is probably going to take another 2 or 3 procedures for that to grow all the way out. But really, I don't foresee any real issues. We didn't see a whole lot. We actually ended up putting shoes on all of the digits so that the feet are even, and to protect him because he's wearing them a lot.
After Joey's procedure, guests can expect to see shoes on both of his front feet while he's out on habitat. Also, if there are any secondary procedures for his shoeing, you may expect that Joey will not be on habitat in the days or 2 leading up to his future procedures, as he needs to remain out of water for 2 days leading up to his anesthesia. It is thanks to zoo members and those that contribute to the Evansville Zoological Society that we are able to provide this level of specialty care for Joey. Consider visiting our website and making a donation if you're interested in supporting the work that we do.